The manager of the New York Mets is Terry Collins. Skip, welcome. How are you?
Good, Mike. Thanks. How are you?
All right. Niese is okay, right?
Yes, he's fine. He'll be fine.
When you first talked to him, I gather you guys thought there might have been a serious injury there, huh?
Well, when I got out to him, and the trainer said, "Where'd you get hit?" And he said, "Right my Achilles tendon, and I can't move my foot." So I immediately thought, "Oh, this is not good." So, but shortly after the game, once the numbness went away a little bit, he got feeling back in his foot, and everything's going to be okay. We were very, very relieved.
Very good thing, and he will get his start this weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna move him back just on his sideline before he pitches. Give him an extra day just to make sure his foot's okay. I don't want him to get out there and have him hurt his shoulder because his ankles are weak, or one ankle's sore. So, but he's gonna make his pitch. He'll make his start on Sunday.
As Harvey goes to the mound tonight and this thing builds with Harvey T-shirts and tickets and everything else going on, it's funny. I go back with him, and I had him on yesterday. That seventh inning last week against the Nationals said everything you want to say. I mean, after the double play isn't made, he reaches back, gets a strikeout, a pop-up, and a ground to second with the bases loaded in a 4-1 game. I think that said more about him than any other inning he's pitched this year. You know that?
Well, Mike, you and I've talked about this guy and his makeup. There's just certain guys who are special, and he's one of them. And you know what? As I told Dan Murphy afterwards, what Matt Harvey did to pick up, our second baseman in that situation spoke volumes about the kind of guy he is and the kind of pitcher he's got a chance to become.
Really, it really is becoming something special. There's no question about it. What he's done, is just unbelievable. And the way he approaches it, it really is. He just goes after it. And in that inning, I was saying, wow, this is going to be tough. And Bernardini has killed you guys. He made some great pitches in that inning. He really did.
He made some big pitches. You had to strike out somebody, and to get Suzuki to strike out first, and then made a great pitch on Bernardini up and in to get the pop up. You just saw him. He just said this is where the game's going to get won or lost, and he took it upon himself. And he's just an unbelievable guy. He's a special pitcher, and we're very, very lucky that he's here. It seems like every time we need a win, he's the guy that's taking the mound, and our players are rallying around this whole thing. And I know one thing: he's getting ready to pitch tonight because he's got a big challenge ahead. The Dodgers are very good. Anything
you have to do, you're now managing not just a young pitcher. You're now managing a prize. You're a guy who's good friends with Sandy Koufax, so you've been around the best. The best that at least I've ever seen in my life. The best that most of us ever seen. One of the greatest pitcher probably of all time. This kid here is becoming something special. Right now he might be the best pitcher in baseball.
He has a chance to be. Sandy was here yesterday, and I asked him. I said, have you seen Harvey? And he said, I've seen him pitch twice. You got something unbelievable. He said, and I said, if you get a chance, I'd like you to talk to him. Sandy said, I have nothing to say to this guy. He said he knows what he's doing. You can tell by watching him. He's got this mannerisms that when he's on the mound, he's got this demeanor, and all this hoopla that's going on around him. Mike, he's still the only thing he relishes is at 7:05 or 7:10 when he walks out there. And so I know he'll be ready tonight. We need another big game out of him, and right there with what happened last night with us having to use so much relief pitching, he's got to get us into the game, and I know he'll do that.
It's funny, when I met him last year, I told him he reminded me of when I met Jeter, and I meant that because they acted the same way. And it's interesting. They didn't act like rookies. They acted like they'd been around 10 years and they just got here. And noticed that. And I've interviewed 1,000 people, and I don't remember feeling that way except when I did Jeter, and I said that to him. I said, you remind me when I interviewed Jeter when he was a rookie, and he acted the same way, and this kid acts the same way. He just is so confident and so mature. It's remarkable.
It is remarkable, and he is absolutely that. And the one thing I hope a lot of people understand: this kid's not conceited. He is just confident. He expects a lot out of himself. He knows he has the ability, and he's not going to let anything get in the way of letting that ability show. And I think Derek was like that. All those years that he just kept getting all the big hits and doing all the special things. He just never let the outside stuff interfere. And I think Matt's going to follow those footsteps.
Well, it's off to an incredible start. It really is. As he goes for his 5th win, his whip is 0.66, which is unbelievable. The numbers are just staggering. All right, what about Markham? You need to get another pitcher in this rotation. Is Markham ready to help you?
Yes, he is. He's going to pitch on Saturday. He threw his side today. Came up last night, threw his side today. Said he feels great. We'll probably monitor him, Mike, on
Pitch
Saturday
count?
to 90 pitches or so.
90 pitches, okay. He can help this team in a big way. When that guy pitches, he pitches well. I mean, when he goes to the mound, look at the numbers. The numbers are good every year.
Yes. No doubt, and that's why he's here. We needed that extra guy in a rotation, and again, we got to hopefully make sure he stays healthy, because I think when it's all said and done, he's going to have some pretty good numbers, especially pitching in this park.
This bullpen, listen, I mean, I want to put Colorado aside on a lot of levels, because it was a tough couple of days for your team and the weather and everything else, and the numbers for the bullpen. But boy, the bullpen's had a tough time. It really that trip to Colorado sure didn't help your bullpen any. Huh?
No, it didn't. And we were very happy going into there the way they had pitched. The ERA was like 2.4 as a group, and we went in there and got knocked around pretty good. And right now they're still shell shocked a little bit by it. But we've gotten some good outings out of some guys. Scott Rice gave us some big outings against the Nationals, and Brandon Lyon last night hung a slider. But otherwise he's pitched very well, and we've just got to get a couple young guys going. We've got to get Josh Edgens going, because down the road he's going to face some big left-handed hitters he's going to have to get out.